Hello everyone and welcome to another very exciting tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can create a rotating spinner loader. So without further ado, let's get started. What I have done is that in my HTML I created a container div with the class container, and then within that I have put another div with class spinner, which will be our loader, right? And then in the CSS, as always, for the container, I gave you the position absolute, left and top 50%, and then I transformed using translate minus 50% on x-axis and minus 50% on y-axis to kind of center my container in this page, right? And then for the spinner, within that parent container, I just gave it a width of 40 pixel and height of 40 pixel and a border radius of 5 pixel solid 000, which stands for black, right? So what I would like to do is that I'm gonna give the border top color a transparent color, right? So as you can see, there is a difference here between setting the border top to none or border top color to transparent. If I set only the border top to none, obviously you're not gonna have any border. But now if you change this to border radius 50% to make it like, you know, a circle, then you have this kind of shape. Maybe it's what you want, but not exactly what I want. So basically, instead of setting border top to none, I just change its color, right? Border top color to be transparent, right? So now it is exactly what I want. A circle without the color for the border, and it preserves, right, the shape of the circle. And the rest is actually quite easy. I'm going to define a keyframes, maybe spinner, and then from the beginning I don't want to change anything, but at the end I want to say transform rotate 360 degrees, right? And then obviously on my spinner class I'll define my animation to be spinner. I would like it to be 0.5 seconds, and then I want its timing to be linear instead of ease out, which is default, right? So the timing function is linear, and obviously I want this to be infinite, right? So now you can see that we have this cool spinner, and the smaller the amount is, the faster it's going to get, right? Or vice versa. All right. So this was pretty nice, I would say. This is like a circular spinner. But what I want to do is I want to go one step further, right? And I would like to create a spinner that actually is faded out on the borders of it, right? Let me show you what I mean exactly. So I'm going to just comment out this animation, and then now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to remove the border, all of it, so just width 40 pixel and height 40 pixel. Now what I do is that I'm going to this website. So basically I go to Google and type CSS gradient generator, right? I usually go to this website called Colorzilla, and what I'm going to do is that you have this kind of, sort of drawer of that sort of gradient. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to click and drag down to remove these in between. Then I'm going to go on this one, which represents the bottom here, and this is obviously the preview, and I'm going to change the opacity to 0, right? And then obviously I can change the color here by double clicking it to maybe black. And also I would like to just drag this a little bit so that I have more transparency in the beginning. And then I'm going to copy this, right? Going back to my prototype, I'm going to just give it as the gradient or the background gradient of my spinner, right? So now we have this nice gradient over here. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go create, using pseudo elements, I'm going to create spinner after, right, setting the content to nothing since I don't want anything. So width and height is 40 pixel here. I just want to set width and height to 30 pixel. So you're going to see what it really means. And then I'll give it a background color of maybe white for now. And then obviously position absolute, because I want this to be on top of that. And then give it a top 5%, 5 pixel, and left of 5 pixel, right? So now we kind of created this pseudo element, which is this guy, on top of our original element, right, which is a spinner. Now what I want to do is that I'm going to set the border radius on my pseudo element to 50%, right? And also on the spinner itself, I want to set the border radius to 50%, right? So now we have this cool looking sort of circle spinner with gradient at the end of the border, right? And obviously if you go back here and you want to have more of the color, less of the gradient, then you can always do that. And now if I just uncomment the animation that I already had, you can see that now you have this cool spinner that has these borders at the end to be gradient or transparent, right? So yeah, there you go. The reason why I created this, because I was always using this spinner, but usually I was using some websites to generate animated GIF, and now you can easily create the same thing without using any image, purely by using CSS. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and like and share this tutorial. And I'll see you next time. Have a good day and night. Thank you.